Hello everyone and welcome back to Paper Mario Color Splash with Chaos Counseling. Hey Endangered, I'm glad you are here. How is it going? Oh. Also, how's the sound? Can you hear the game okay? Can you hear me okay? But yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to stream this game in particular because, well, Abby and we've been occupied doing this scavenger hunt that usually takes up most of my time on Saturdays, which is when I would normally stream this game. But, yeah, thanks to Abby being in a show, and as long as I get off work on time, I will be streaming this game a few more in the evenings for a bit over the next couple weeks. Yeah, if you remember, okay, I think I need to turn up the game audio. Okay, we'll see how that is. But yeah, last time we basically just spent the whole time getting the train fixed and getting it here. Thanks again for helping us get the train working, Mario. There was a small delay, but we finally managed to get our passengers to their destination. Everyone inside the restaurant enjoying delicious food with big smiles on their face. So you had dinner about to have my before dinner smoke. Your audio sounds good. I don't know about the game since the minimal sound. Okay, yeah. I definitely do need to turn it up because there wasn't minimal sound. It was supposed to be kind of a bombastic music playing on the overworld. So I've got to, yeah. So I've adjusted the audio and we'll see. I'm starving. Where's the grub? Do you know how long we've had to wait on that stinking train? This is unacceptable. You know, I'd call them Karens, but given what they went through, they're kind of justified here. Well, I imagine once again you need me to fix everything. Oh, man, Mr. Mario! This is bad! Awful! Catastrophic! These customers find arrived, but the food is nowhere to be found! Too few cooks in the kitchen? I think not! We have an elite crew, the most skilled food preparers working alongside our head chef. Perhaps these are overwhelmed with orders, or perhaps culinary disaster is struck. A collapsed souffle or unbroken Alaska. Isn't case proper protocol dictates that I cannot leave my station. Monsieur Mario, please check the kitchen. I beg of you. The future of our establishment depends on you. I hear the music will guess the answer to that question. This is better. Okay, good. Well, you're kind of busy with the whole paint star thing, but it's just impossible to turn out a Toad for anything. You're also adorable, even under duress. We'll go and check out the kitchen. Shy Guys everywhere. Just calling it. Oh my gosh. Who could have seen this coming? Never mind the fact that this has been, you know, Shy Guys ruining everything the entire game. Yes, I do like this game, but fuck you, Miyamoto, for basically saying Shy Guys and Toads only. This kitchen is very definition of hostile work environment. I can't practice my craft amidst such chaos. I don't know who you are, but please do something about these Shy Guys, I beg you. Piss on your grave. Yeah, but one of the most important rules of, you know, working in a kitchen is you have to sample everything. I should know. I did it for 10 years. Okay. I think I may be more lost than normal because I don't know this game at all. Okay, so basically, how do I put this? This game is about Bowser's henchmen stealing paint from So this takes place on an island called Prisma Island. That's biggest feature is it has a massive paint fountain. Well, Bowser's whole thing is that In this game, he and his Shy Guys are going around and sucking the paint out of everything. That's why one of the things I can do is when I hit something with my hammer, I can paint it if I need to. So the goal is that Bowser has gotten the power of black paint and scattered the 6 paint stars that power the paint fountain around Prisma Island. So our goal is to just stop Bowser's henchmen and retrieve the 6 paint stars. You're gonna keep running even though you're not being chased? And then, so because unlike the other Paper Mario games, we're just on an overworld map, it does allow for more zany scenarios because you can go more places without needing to worry about the games being interconnected. I'm still not the biggest fan of that, but yeah, so basically this is the final part of kind of what I'd been working on the past couple streams. I had to, the train that was out front broke down. Well, the train track was broken, and then I had to go fix the train because the train got... What other Shy Guys are there? Okay, so much for that idea. Oh, there's the magnifying glass. Shy Guys are gone. Thanks, stranger. No. Let me back in. Ow. Mario, you've brought peace to my culinary oasis. I'm the head chef here at Tangerino Grill. My thanks to you. I'm beaten, but my spirit still flows like a fine passion reduction. On the downside, I can feel most of my body. Can't feel most of my body right now. Can I cook until I'm fully healed? However, see a tasty spring in your gate. I see it now. He will take my place as the head chef. The delectable future lies ahead. Great, you're passing the buck off to me. You, sir, are a scholar and a gentleman. And hopefully a chef as well. Our featured dish today this time is honorary classic pizza. I'm not knocking pizza. In fact, I already say pizza might be my favorite food, but that's not what I'd expect from a fine dining establishment. You're gonna make our house special, the Mamma Mia pizza. Mamma Mia, here we go again. My. Luke fucking hates that show. There are 3 steps for our special secret pre-grill prep. Step 1, spread out the pizza dough into nice thin circles. Step 2, thinly slice the onions so that they will practically dissolve the second they hit the pan. Step 3, give the onions and any other toppings you want a quick sear in the frying pan. Last thing you need to do is place the pizza in the oven and bake it to perfection. If you make a mistake, of course, you can start over, but let's try not to waste our ingredients. We've used only organic, free-range tomatoes. Free-range tomatoes, that's funny. Let's see a Mamma Mia pizza. I love that it's like a requirement that in a Paper Mario game you have to use, there has to be like a baking minigame or whatever. Okay, I don't know if I have what I need for this, but I think I do. I'm pretty sure it's the ice pick. Yeah. You know, handing off jobs to a complete stranger is so dangerous. It really is, yeah. So, nope, that's not gonna... Really? The ice pick couldn't be used... Well, fuck you, too. So... Let's see, it's kind of funny I had pizza today for dinner. It's funny. So, just so you're aware, this game is on the Wii U. Meaning that... Meaning that there are points in the game where it cuts down to just doing stuff on the gamepad. So, unfortunately, it's not something you guys can see. Hold on. Like I said, I might not be able to do this yet, but let me just double check. If for no other reason, then I want to make sure that I have everything I need, because we're coming up on another boss fight. Go away, ads. Sorry, yeah. Give me just a second. The game, the website's fighting me. Here we go. Come on. Load! My wonderful people, my wonderful audience is just sitting, looking at Mario stare at an open ice chest. Goddamn Wii U gimmick gamepad. You know, I love the Wii U, that's the honest truth. And the gamepad lets you do a lot of cool shit, but it really, really needed to be fleshed out a bit more, or thought out a bit. Never mind. Why must you do this to me? Okay, sorry, what? Okay. It doesn't look like I'm in a position to be able to get... Okay, it doesn't look like I can get that yet. Okay. Let us begin. Who do I talk to begin? I'll tell you how horribly. He never went to culinary school. I'm ready to spread some things, like shame. But so many games just do the same generic crap with the gamepad. Again, I don't disagree. Like, quite frankly, Nintendo Land really was one of the most enjoyable multiplayer games ever. And unfortunately, it really is one of the few instances of a game that properly took advantage of the Wii U gamepad in a good way. Sure. I'm just gonna say this, jumping on top of a knife like this to force you to cut it does not sound like... I don't think OSHA would approve. I'm just saying. Like, call it a hunch, but I think OSHA would be all over our ass about this. Oh, trust me, I'm crying internally. Why the fuck not? Wouldn't have been a problem if I could actually hit the dang things. Ah, really? Like halfway through the Wii U life, they basically just made the gamepad completely optional junk. I know. Yeah. Yeah. The Wii U just really is kind of a sad case of, I don't think they really knew how, they didn't know how to use the hardware. They just thought of a gimmick first and didn't really think of how to properly take advantage of it. Let's see, OSHA would have more issues with the fact that Mario didn't even wash his hands or put... You know, that's a good point. Okay. Yes. I'm gonna stop myself from ruining my vegetables by smacking them. Whatcha? You win! Oh my gosh, what did I win? Oh right, food that I don't even get to eat. What's up? Sure. Let me get my stopwatch out, because I have a feeling that's going to be a factor. It's an oven, wait 10... Oh, I hate you. See, that's a problem with... that I do have with this game versus the past Paper Mario games. Like I said, in the past Paper Mario games, there was, also, when was the last time Mario went through any food safety training? I'm gonna go say never. It's like, in the past, like in the first two games, there were... Well, one of them wasn't an outright baking minigame. It was more like a mixing a potion, but it was the same logic behind baking a cake in the first game. It would let you restart from the step that you messed up. Not make you redo the whole thing. Oh, good. They like my crap. Oh, now you're all put back together. Oh. Alright, fair enough. And Mario discovered that he was lactose intolerant and died. The customers are beaming with satisfaction and deliciousness of your Mamma Mia pizza has everyone feeling full of life again. Hey! How long you plan on making us wait? We're starving over here. What's this? VIP customers have been waiting? VIP customers have been waiting! Why isn't anybody be found? Mario, we have a situation. Although my body is willing, I'm not sure I've been able to handle this crisis by myself. However, I believe you have the talent to make a dish that would satisfy and refine taste of our most exclusive VIP guest. Those foods swallow the slices. Oh, goddamn. No kidding. No chewing. They're gonna have so much indigestion. There's a VIP customers waiting not so patiently in this room. Racist accent. Alright, let me... 99% sure I have what I need. Okay. Yes, I have what I need to make an excellent steak. Spoilers, by the way, I'm making a steak. Crumpled body, kid of a racist, ever get someone else to make the... Well, get someone else to make the food. So I can hear Toads eating that pizza out there. Who made that? Why can't you cook for me? As a VIP and is here, please take him through the curtains once the VIP service is provided. It's going to contact. So he's a bitch. So I'm not going to lie. This particular part of the game is probably the one moment of the entire game that I remember the most. And honestly, let's see. Also, I think when pizza you made from multiply defeat everyone. That's true. Oh my gosh, is Mario Jesus? But yeah, this is so amusing and clever that I love this part of the game. I've got to be very delicate here. I don't 100% remember the exact way. Oh, do I not? Oh, I don't have too many hammers. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I don't think this will be overkill, but let's see. Let's see what this gets us. Okay. Okay. Wow, it took that like a champ. So, yes, exactly. That's actually what we're doing is this boss fight at first, you gotta tenderize the steak. Ken, this thing is resilient. Oh, I completely missed that last attack. Okay. Actually, I don't want that. I want this. Sorry, I know this, I'm kind of going slow. I really don't remember. Shit! I'm in trouble. I really don't remember how much damage this thing can take before it goes limp. What? Wait, so I've only got so many turns to do it. I did not know I only had so many turns to... Oh, dear. At this rate, I would say it definitely is a Minotaur steak. How do I get up there? It's bugging me. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna head back to town because I need to buy some more hammers. It also would be a good idea to heal after that ass whooping I took. Oh yeah, so here's the paint. There's the paint fountain I was telling you about. Let me think. Okay. I think... Yeah. Yeah, I do genuinely remember this whole steak thing being genuinely kind of frustrating and a pain in the ass. But I still really like the idea, so I can't bring myself to hate it, even though it is a complete pain in the ass, sadly. Oh my god. I hate you. Sound the things you need. We tenderize, cook, and season the stuff. That is absolutely correct. Let's see if this takes care of them. I don't actually remember what this does. Okay, just damages one person. Perfect. I hate the Pate Bandits. Or the Shy Band. I mean, yes, the money is nice, but it's just like, oh, you have to drop what you were trying to do and stop this guy before he completely invalidates all your hard work. I'm like, that's just annoying. Basic, because it's like, ha 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 ha. You spent all that time painting an area? Fuck you. Alright, take two. Lame, I can't start the fight having already hit it once. Fascists. Alright. Let's see what 3 of these get me. Oh, it says right there at the top of the screen that I've only got 3 turns to do this. Really? Really? That went like to 0 to... That went from like, you know, 90 to... That's just low. Fuck you, game. Fuck you, game. I know I said I like this game, but fuck you, game. Look, I genuinely do like this game. That cannot be understated, but fuck you, game. I mean, no, I agree. The problem isn't that I over-tenderize the meat. The problem is just that I feel like the game is like just overly punishing me. Because like I feel most people doing this for the first time, they're not going to 100% know what's considered too tender, if you know what I mean. But I'm pretty sure that is where I need it to be. I mean, because, no, that's not what I wanted. Because, yeah, if you over-tenderize meat, you, becomes hamburger. Okay. Do I have them in the... Okay. They are in the correct order. Okay. Okay. I swear if they are not... If this isn't tender enough... Because based on the picture, this is how tender it should be. Aww. I know. Yeah, I mean, I know. That's true. But again, despite my complaints, I love... And again, the item cards, they can be frustrating, I acknowledge, but I do love how some of these item cards work, you know? And they're used for, like, problem solving and so on and so forth. Again, I have complaints, but it's still a great idea. And I have to... Again, this is just great. He's got ants in his pants. Alright, I'm gonna just quickly do some healing, because I don't remember if I've got a lot of time. Did make this tougher just by trying to do it by memory. Oh no, I don't have it. I'm not doing it by memory. I've got a guide up. But the guide doesn't tell me what's too tender. It just says, hit it with a hammer until it folds over part way. That's the only thing it told me. Not even on a plate. Bon appetit. Oh. This is the best steak I've ever eaten. You really are a talented chef. This flavor's so unique. I'll officially recognize this place as one of my favorite half-star restaurants. Fuck you. And I'll leave this here. Alright, fine. I'll take it. It's a mini paint star. You did it, Mario. Thank you. That VIP barely even touched any of the food I cooked for him, but he wolfed down your steak like some kind of wolf or something. And what's more, he gave our restaurant a 1.5 stars. The VIP was très satisfied with the finished eating the food. He is transferring into the Sunset Express after this. The big star is waiting for you up ahead, but it looks that little star is ready for you right now. Big paint star, could that mean the big paint star? Is there a big paint star at the end of Sunset Express? But it's a very bland steak. Yeah, no kidding. We only season it with salt and pepper before cooking it. Mario, we need to get on the Sunset Express ASAP. Because, yeah. Sure, the lemon is a great follow-up, but just salt and pepper before just grilling it to, like, fucking death? Yeah, I wouldn't want to eat that steak. Get the star. Okay. Wait, I didn't need to refill my paint. Because I got... whatever. I'm smart. I'm Smarticus. Alright, what? Saving. Okay. Oh, no, go back. Okay. I do have what I need to defeat this now. Just salt and pepper and lemon juice? I know. That is one of the most boring steak. I mean, it's not as bad as the one time that my roommates in college... let's see. You want some garlic, chives, onions, butter, actual flavor. Testify, Endangered. Testify. Mario, your timing's impeccable, as always. Funny how that works. This is the first stop for the Sunset Express bound for Starlight Cape. I'm just about to arrive from the restaurant, but... Hey, what's going on here? We finally show up and the light is red. That's what I want to tell you. There's been a major rock slide a little ways up the tracks. But we're not strong enough to clear the tracks. We've just been standing around waving our arms and blinking rapidly. That's funny. Toads aren't really known for being proactive. A giant rock slide? Panic! Everyone panic! Don't listen to him. Panicking never solved anything. We need to clear the tracks. If that Sunset Express doesn't run, we can't get to Starlight Cape. If we can't get to Starlight Cape, then we'll never find the Big Paint Star. If we don't find the Big Paint Star, we're all doomed! Everybody panic! Whoops. Sorry about that. In my family, it doesn't have onion and garlic. It ain't cooked. Yeah. My whole thing is it don't have garlic. It doesn't have flavor. Oh no, mouse, come back. So, yeah, like I was saying before, my roommates, it was, I don't remember exactly why, but we were the only 3 roommates out of like 8 plus who didn't go home for a long weekend for one reason or another. So, one of my roommates, and we were all members of the LDS church, we're like, hey, why don't we do like, you know, a tradition around here and, you know, have like a pot roast with mashed potatoes for dinner. And I said, sure. I was still actively involved in other like theater stuff at the time, so I was busy. So when I got home, I'm like, it was in the crock pot. I'm like, hey, so what'd you season it with? Oh, well, we didn't season it. We figured everyone could just season it. We could just cook it. Then everyone would season it the way they wanted to afterward. And I just kind of looked at them. I'm like, you know that beef gets flavor. It absorbs the flavor while it's cooking, guys. If you don't put seasoning on it while it's cooked, you just end up with tough beef. Let's see, like, if I want a steak, I made up of sauteed onions and mushrooms on top. That sounds good. And yeah, we just ended up with just tough, unedible pot roast. It was pretty awful. Especially since, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, because if you don't season the meat, then you don't get the drippings, then you don't get good gravy. Like, I've eaten packaged gravy that had more flavor than what they came up with. I know I sound ungrateful about a free pot roast dinner, but it was a sin against pot roast. That's just the sad reality. Add beef, gravy, and mashed potatoes, and that's a damn good meal. Agreed. I don't know how you expect me to do that. I kind of need the unfold. I kind of need the unfold block to do that. I'm pretty sure. Guess not. I guess I could still go this way. Rock slide? More like a thwomp fuck you. Maybe you just need to be a little more polite. Ahem, excuse me, sir. Would you mind moving aside? Move it, pinhead! It's now good. I don't think he can hear us. Maybe it's sleeping. Oh! Find a way to make our voices louder. I bet we could startle it awake. Yes. How do I get around it, though? So like a free pot roast was free. To go in the trash, I would have turned around and ordered a pizza or something. Because you made tough beef in a crock pot. You really can't cook. No, not really. Thankfully, I was going over to my friend's house later that evening, who, ironically enough, was also making a pot roast dinner. And lo and behold, they put seasoning in the crock pot. Now, unfortunately, this was the roommate who fancied himself a gourmet chef. But his definition of gourmet chef was over-seasoning everything and then not washing his hands in between handling raw meat. So, objectively, it was a much less sanitary meal, but it had flavor, so I'm not gonna... Oh, fuck! Rude! Oh. Piss off, assholes. That was close. Okay. Hey! We weren't done rolling all the logs. That's more like it. Well, sure things, asshole. Oh, we have to fight now. Okay. Let's take a risk of sickness over a boring meal. Yeah. I am going to have to agree with you on that. Oh. You guys are way more resilient than I thought. Oh, never mind. It was just a delayed response. Look, yeah, no, I agree. I just wanted to look around first. Because if I remember correctly, this might lock us into something. But fine, I'll get on this side of the tracks. Yo! It's Emmett at the same time. Ever went to a cook in huge... Is a huge hurdle into eating anything better than potato chips. Yo, get the fuck up! Simon says get the fuck up! Let's see. I mean at the same time, if I even want to cook. It's a huge hurdle. Yeah. Wow, your incredible Wow, your incoherent screaming woke the sleepyhead right up. Thanks a bunch. Sunset Express can go on to its way now. I'll go tell the others. Let's get back to the Sunset Express. Next stop, Starlight Cape. Okay. This is the other thing I remember the most about this game. This is an amazing image. Mario! Everything's just fine and dandy. The carriages are hooked to the engine and the Sunset Express is ready for departure. Mario! Everything's awful! The VIP and his friends are wreaking absolute havoc just as we were about to leave, too! Mario! This is such an amazing image. And unfortunately, I was looking down, so... I always have trouble reading. Oh, piss. I have to do that all over again. Well, not all of it. They thankfully gave me the save block. But yeah, I've got trouble... I just have trouble reading in general. It's one of the reasons I struggled in school and flunked out of college. Is because despite many colleges saying that, don't worry, we have programs that take into account disabilities like reading disabilities and whatnot, they don't actually want to help you. It's like, you're in college. You shouldn't need special accommodations for educations. Get fucked. No, seriously. I had an advocate in college that was there to make sure that I got proper accommodations for my reading and writing disabilities. So much so that she was actually one of the English teachers at that college. And she actually talked to my parents and me to kind of assure that she's like, you should make sure to take all your English classes from me so I can be aware of your situation. Yeah, she did not give a shit. In fact, sorry about that. I just chugged some liquid. Very first assignment I ever turned in basically boiled down to, like, okay, you need to stop. You need to, like, you know, stop making these errors, you know, that were caused by my disabilities, because it's impossible for me to actually grade your paper when it's just, I'm just seeing all these mistakes. I'm like, you mean these mistakes that were brought about due to my disability that you are 100% aware of, that you should be aware of and accounting for when grading my papers because you know about the issues I have? Fucking bitch. Jeez, now I feel bad, but I get it. It took me some time to ever learn how to read it all. Yeah. I mean, like, reading for I used to always try to have a book with me to read just in my downtime, but it's so hard for me. Hey, fuckface. It's Louis. Wow, that was close. Mario, did you see that suspicious character on the roof? Mario! Oh, awesome. Mario, it's terrible. The VIP hijacked the engine as soon as they heard you were headed to Starlight Cape. But I think we still catch him in my light and fast hand car. We'll need you to start us off. Just hit the handle with your hammer hard. But yeah. Then again, just... yeah. Then again, my other English teachers that I took down at college were no better. In fact, if anything, one of them was... she was less awful in terms of being unsympathetic or whatever, but she was just dumb. How do I put this? ADHD and underfunded public schools made learning to read or write a huge struggle. I didn't get it to the teachers often would just move on anyway. Yeah, that is something I really dislike. Oh yeah, so anytime I save a Red Rescue Squad, they just flutter away, and it's hilarious. I've kind of noticed, wow, that's a lot. The train levels in Paper Mario games are oftentimes some of the most enjoyable. Oh, okay. Oh, that's an amazing image. Okay. 3 times. So, before I went to college, I never once played hooky from school. I always made sure that I went as much as I could because I was a fervent believer of if you skipped a day of school, you were setting yourself up for just a harder time later because you'd have to do the makeup work. Hi, mariachi guy. But this woman's was so stupid, so dumb, and so worthless that it's like, so very first day of class, she said, now, to get to know you, you all need to write me a good essay. So the essay I chose to write was commenting on the hypocrisy of demanding a good essay. Because as I pointed out, I'm like, a good essay is subjective. I could right here, right now, write the greatest essay that has ever been written, but because you don't like it, it's not going to count for nothing, you know? So yeah, my good essay was just calling her out on her stupidity. Then I don't even want to talk about the final project. She just pissed me the fuck off. But shit. These are ridiculously powerful bad guys. Then again, that's probably from the buffing. God, essays are such a damn joke. No kidding. Oh, fuck your couch. Well, at least I don't have to deal with him anymore. But, yeah. But, yeah, so I started realizing just how pointless going to her class was, so I didn't experiment. I just brought a book and I read the whole class. When I realized I didn't miss out on anything, I then brought my... I just basically started bringing more and more blatant things to ignore her with. Like, it got to the point where I brought my laptop and started playing computer games the whole class. Just to kind of put a point on how pathetic she was as a teacher, you know? Ah, right. The boomerang. That's not actually... Having a meat shield is not going to do anything. That one. Till eventually, yeah, for the first time in my life, I played hooky. Because I'm like, I have better things to do than listen to this twat ramble. I know a lot of people say it's like, we only got a C in her class, so clearly you weren't, you know... clearly, you know, she was right and you could have learned more. I'm like, no, she wasn't right. I only got a C because, quite frankly, I just decided she wasn't worth my time. I'm like, I just need the credit to pass. I don't need to maintain a scholarship or whatnot. And yeah, I did pass. Yeah, and I know that attitude is part of the reason I did flunk out of college, but there's only so much that you can put up with, you know? It's like people have got their limits, and unfortunately, the American education system does not properly respect individual limits, you know? They just expect you to be like, well, this is how we've all collectively decided learning is supposed to be done. Get fucked if you can't, you know, learn that way. I hate them too, mostly because even now I absolutely suck proper grammar, but to your point, in college or university, they don't care if you show up because all they want is your money. Yep. Very true. This trunk is locked. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to come back for it. On the floor! There was a... I mean, yeah, I know some people say it's like... Playing hooky in college is dumb because they do already have your money. So it's like you're basically paying to not use the service you've already paid for. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, but if it's like, if all I have to do is just wait to show up for the final and then pass, just do the homework, then I'm like, I don't need to waste my time with the class. I can just stay at home, sleep in, so I have the rest I need for the classes that I'm actually going to get something valuable from. Then again, the other thing, I do not respect English as I do not respect English for English teachers because it's by definition the most subjective class to teach. It's like, it doesn't matter how good you actually are. It simply boils down to the fact that if your teacher doesn't like your writing, then you're not going to do well. That's another thing that I didn't continue taking art classes in college, which, I don't know. I wish I was a better artist, but the reality of the situation is I felt like I stopped improving after a while. And with how expensive college was, I didn't feel like continuously paying for it, you know? I don't know, it's hard. But I'm going to regret this. Please let me your ear for just a moment. Don't you ever wish you could escape from the hardship of your everyday life? Take us, for example. Out of nowhere, and no notice, we ordered to attack the train work or attack the kitchen. No rhyme or reason. Making them ineffective as teachers, institutions, because being forced to learn via memorization for... No kidding. Because I'm like, memorization... I mean, memorizing things like times tables or multiplication tables, that could still be pretty useful, but the problem I have with the American education system is, as you said, it's not about actual comprehension. It's about just being able to regurgitate information. That's not helpful. It doesn't actually make you grow because it doesn't teach problem solving. Sorry, I probably should have read that out loud because that was a genuinely good conversation rather than bitch about my lot in life, but that was a good conversation, and honestly, I feel like they do something like that, but just, huh? Oh boy. That's funny. I forgot to introduce myself. Don't 35 right ice crust. Where was it separated from? Yeah. Wait, what do I do? What now? Huh. But, yeah, I kind of feel that bit there with the Shy Guy was, recreated and, dare I say, done. Let's see, I took one creative writing class in high school. It was nice to stretch my mind. I was never given good feedback from me. It made me love and hate that class. Yeah, I get that. Actually, one of my favorite college classes was my that's not what I wanted to click on, was my creative writing class. Because it was really nice to flex my creativity, but it was also kind of a joke because what's it called? Just the way feedback was given was not great. And how I mean was that, so just for example, the first story I wrote for the creative writing class was, okay, that unfolds, was a story about Balder, the Norse god of light. Well, there was this one, like, I say amusingly, but maybe not really amusingly. There was a guy in the class that I couldn't stand. Like, me and my friend group just could not stand. And, well, quite frankly, I didn't put up with his bullshit so much that my friends had to basically go up to the teacher and be like, never put these two in a group together. They will actually devolve into a fight. But anyway, back to my point is... So when it came time for the whole class to give feedback on the story, he was like, I didn't bother reading your story, but did you spell Baldur's name with an E or an R, or an E or a U? I'm like, a U, I believe. Well, then it's not actually Baldur from Norse mythology because his name is spelled with a U. And I'm like, you didn't even read my story. You do not have the right to offer criticism or feedback if you haven't consumed the media. It's a big reason why I've actively tried to stop taking the piss on Paper Mario Color Splash on the channel, because I've never played Color Splash. I just know about it via reputation. I know some people like... Oh, shit. And another thing, I know some people say it's like, well, you were never able to beat Super Paper Mario. Maybe you should have less of a harsh opinion on it. I'm like, yes, it is true that I've never successfully beat Super Paper Mario. But here's the thing. I have still played Super Paper Mario. So, hell, I tried streaming Super Paper Mario. Some of you might have seen that. And it ended with me screaming and rage quitting and basically putting the game down, say, nope, I'm not doing this, and then just starting this game instead. On the same day, because of how much I just couldn't stand that game. Because I'm like, yes, it is best to try to play through a game in its entirety to be able to properly criticize it. But at the same token, if a game is actively causing you pain just by playing it, it's like, I think someone's allowed to say enough's enough. I don't want to keep torturing myself with this, you know? Plus, it's not like I'm trying to do, like, an active, constructive review. It's not like I'm Nitro Rat or, you know, Ant Dude who, you know, make careers trying to give honest criticism about games. I'm just here for funsies, you know? I'm just here because I wanna vibe with you guys, because I appreciate you. I don't know. I digress. I kind of feel like I'm sounding like a pretentious I'm better than you asshole right now, and that's really not what I'm going for. I don't know. Because it's like, I'm sure many of you have listened to just... I genuinely do try to be constructive with, you know, the games we play. I'm like, I genuinely try to offer, you know, a constructive... Ow, he's not dead? Shit. Opinions on media are sort of interesting considering it's your opinion. And do professional game critics ever actually finish the games? Fuck no. Again, that's... Yeah, no kidding. That is part of the reason why I respect Nitro Rad so much, is because Nitro Rad does his level best to complete... Well, maybe not complete, but at the very least beat a game as much as possible before he tries to make a video on it. Like I said, tries. There are a number of games he had to call it quits on, but Nitro Red, for example, he fucking beat Bubsy 3D. Not 100%, but he beat it. So I will always respect him for that one. Wait, don't peel me off. Let me introduce myself first. That's funny. Because, like, one opinion that I have, but I also am like, I still kind of view it as... Shit. Okay, I'm going to have to redo. I have to go back and get it again. But I still kind of view it as, you know, view it with, like, a critical mindset, is my opinion on the Tales of franchise, which, if you're not familiar with, that's my favorite video game franchise of all time. Because my favorite video game of all time, Tales of Symphonia, is from said franchise. So, Abby came across a video that was ranking every Tales game in the franchise from best to worst. And honestly, that's a topic I'm very opinionated on. Because I'm going to say something douchey. In my humble opinion, the general consensus amongst a lot of the fans is just wrong. Something that I see all the time is people singing the praises of Tales of Vesperia. Let's see, because there are multiple people who would agree you can't critique a game if you don't beat it multiple times. Yeah. Because, like, a very common trend... So, more often than not, when you see lists, like the top 10 Tales games list, one of 3 games is almost always at the top of the list. Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Vesperia, and Tales of the Abyss. And I think a big part of that reason has to do with gamers from my generation kind of prefer games in this particular style. And those 3 are the games that... I should have taken out the mariachi first. Don't move a muscle. Well, how do I put this? And honestly, from something I've seen, your favorite of those games depends on which ones you've played first. Because they are very similar in many ways. But again, I will often see people list Abyss and Vesperia above Symphonia purely by, like, in Vesperia's case, like, oh, well, it's, you know, it's the most advanced out of them, so it's the most fun to play. I'm like, okay, that's kind of fair. Or, oh, Abyss, it tackles the most complex issues. I'm like, yes, it does. But it tackles them poorly. So, again, my hot take here is, I'm like, guys, Vesperia and Abyss are not better than Symphonia. They might have deeper themes in them than Symphonia, because Symphonia, for example, is mostly, it's just a story that racism is bad. It's told very well, but that is ultimately what the game boils down to. Whereas Vesperia and Abyss, on the other hand, Abyss has the deepest themes out of all of them. The themes are identity, because, spoilers for Tales of the Abyss, the main character is a clone. And the game asks, is the main character's experience valid because he's a clone? Or should he be shunned because he effectively stole the life of the original person? And it's like, it's an interesting topic. The problem is it's tackled very badly. I mean, the stuff with the main character is okay, but like, the big focus boils down to something they constantly present: are clones valid? Well, the main villain is basically saying, oh, clones are awful and they're less than the original, but his ultimate evil plan is to wipe out the world and replace everyone with clones? What? It's stupid. And it contradicts itself, and it nullifies any weight the narrative should have. But everyone sings Abyss's praise simply because it has that element. But it follows it up so fucking poorly. And then Tales of Vesperia, I'm like, guys, it's a shit story with only 2 good characters. The main character is not one of the good characters. I'm sorry, edgelords, but no. The main character sucks. In fact, if it weren't for a couple other games where there are boring protagonists, he would be the worst protagonist in the series. Because he's a self-righteous edgelord who thinks he knows better than everyone else. But because he came out in the mid-2000s where the edge was all the rage, people suck his dick. And I'm like, guys, the game's not good. Like, this was a game Abby tried to play, because Abby was able to change my mind on Tales of the Abyss for the most part. I still think it's not great. I still don't think it's as good as everyone builds it up to be. But I have come around to it as being a good game. I would still rank Abyss pretty high. But Vesperia is not good. And kind of back to one of my original points, the reason why I called attention to how the 3 games are kind of similar, and people from my generation who are the biggest fans of this franchise always rank those 3 at the top, because it's like, this is what the Tales series should be like, quote unquote. I'm like, guys, issue of identity being done awful, god damn, that would be insufferable. Yeah, again, I want to be clear. The stuff with the main character and the original are done decently. I want to be clear. That is the stuff with the main character. I love that image. Is probably done the best when it comes to the themes of the game. But once again, it's somewhat nullified when the main villain's motivations tie into that theme and is executed like dog shit. But anyway, guys, the real best Tales game is Berseria, because it tackles some of the more complex ideas that Vesperia tried to, but does them well. It has deeper, it has issues of what am I and who should I be. And it has a main character who is fundamentally an edgelord. And she's not insufferable. I could understand someone not liking her at the start of the game. Like, that's totally valid. But by the end of the game, Oh, I thought I flipped... Shoot. Please don't die after these two attacks. Because I thought okay. But yeah. Like, Abby and I, we did a full stream of Tales of Berseria. It's the first, and so far it's only one of 2 Tales games we've actually streamed for the channel. Which, by the way, once Tales of the Graces gets remade for PS5, I'm going to stream that one too, because before Berseria came out, that was really heavy. Squad for blah, 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 blah. Because, yeah, before Berseria came out, Graces was my second favorite Tales game. I don't think it's one of the best. It has a shit ton of issues, but it nails the characterization. It's so good. I also heard that a remake of Zelia 1 is also in the works too, which that's true. I'm also going to stream that game because that game is good. Okay, let's see what this gets me. Like I said, I know I'm kind of being a fucktard by basically telling people that their opinions on something are wrong. But anytime, it's one of those, I constantly hear people sing praises for those 2 games. And it's always for the same reasons. And like I said, guys, did we play the same game? We couldn't have. Let's see. Love when a game is technically bad, but the story or characters make it one of your favorite ever. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Tales of Graces, the story is good. What's bad, the story is good, the characters are good, and the gameplay is good. What's bad is how it's presented to the player. Fuck. So, again, I love Graces, but holy fuck, I have never gotten such hard narrative whiplash as I did playing Tales of Graces. So, in Tales of Graces, I don't want to spoil it too much, just since I do want to stream it eventually. Like I said, I'm going to stream it for the channel. But it takes place... I needed 2 attacks. Fuck. It takes place on kind of in just a generic fantasy world. It doesn't seem like there's really too much to it. You know, just... It's like... just insert fantasy, name a fantasy world. Bada boom, bada bing. Now, the biggest problem with the game from the get-go is that the game kind of moves at a breakneck pace. As a result, you're never really given that much time to sit and settle with anything, really. Now, again, that's not inherently a problem. It could be fine. But it's like, oh, you're taking over as lord of your hometown. Great. 1 mission, and now it's time to move on. Let's see, what's it called? Now you've teamed up with your childhood friend to save the country. You do 1 mission. Oh, now you're a fugitive of the law. Now you're going to team up with your estranged brother to save another country. You do one mission with that, and then it moves on. Like, the game is very, very breakneck. There's a reason for that, but that's not important in the situation at hand. The point is, the story still flows pretty well, despite how go, 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 no time to breathe. The thing is, there is a major turning point in the story where one of the main characters, Sophie, gets mortally injured. And so there's been some mystery around Sophie from the get-go. And honestly, the game has not outright been all that... Let's see. Like, I get you. I love the game with issues. One of my favorite RPGs ever is Dragon Age 2. I love Dragon Age 2. I know that game has problems, but honestly, Dragon Age 2 is my favorite Dragon Age game. Just because Hawk is such a likable character. But anyway, so there's been a mystery behind Sophie and a mystery behind, this character, this evil force. Well, I say evil, he's spoiler, he's not technically evil, but an entity called Lambda. So Lambda mortally injured Sophie, and it's like, okay, we've gotten kind of tidbits that Lambda and Sophie might be... Oh dear. Wait. The engine isn't yours to simply do weird stuff. Okay. So it's like, okay, where are they from? And then basically, we gotta go to space. I'm like, wait, what? They're from space. But what? Sorry, let's see. Okay, I understand what I have to do. And yeah, it's just all like, everyone was talking about space as if going to space was always something on the table, just kind of accepted and expected. They say, we gotta go to the place they're from, we gotta go there. Well, it turns out the place they're from, well, it's the moon of this world. So this is something that the characters, yeah, they have always known that they're from the moon, but we're never properly told as players that the world that they're referring to is the moon. So, once again, it's not properly conveyed to the players. Then, when you physically leave and go to the moon, you see there's like a barrier around... Let's see, purple hearts for the win, lol. And so many purple have issues with reused dungeons, but that's like such a minor... I don't mind... Honestly, I'm of the opinion the reused dungeons in Dragon Age 2 make sense. Because unlike Dragon Age 1, everything you're doing is in and around a single town. It makes sense you'd be going back to old locations. But that's just me. But yeah, they're like, is that... I don't even remember what it's called. They're like, is that the name of the... Again, there's like a ring around the planet. And they just address it like, oh my gosh, it's the thing that we've seen every day of our lives. And to be fair, once you know that you do go to space, if you look in the background of a number of shots, you can see that giant ring around the planet. So it's not outright not built up, but if you just play the main story, they don't call attention to it. So... Purple Hawk, not Purple Heart, Purple Hawk. But yeah, it's... I love Tales of Graces. I cannot stress that... Oh, I did not need to use those. I really can't stress that enough. But I also can't stress that those story aspects are still a problem. Yeah, I thought that was an iron boot. I didn't properly read that that was a line boot. Just one step farther, I'm almost at the cabin. Right, the reuse stuff makes sense in universe. Oh, God, these streamers always turn into us just having weird... These streams just turn out us having weird conversations. I don't mind that. In fact, I'm going to go as far to say that's part of the reason I'm grateful that our channel is so small. Is because I am able to just sit down and discuss really whatever I want with you guys. So, yeah, I'm going to count that as a good thing. But yeah, let me think. But yeah, I love Tales of Graces. It will always be one of my personal favorite Tales games. I don't think it's one of the best Tales games. Well, okay. I guess it is by default, since, like, the bad Tales games are really bad Tales games, you know? Like, the Tales series goes from really good to just okay to really bad. Actually, I'm also just going to say this right now, because the streamer, like, the video that Abby watched that kind of triggered this frustration said that Tales of Legendia is the absolute worst Tales game. I can't comment on that because I've never actually played Tales of Legendia. I do actually own it, but I've never actually got to play it because it's for the PlayStation 2, and our PlayStation 2 broke before I really got to use it. Mary. Let's see. So you absolutely just got into a stream and chilling with the host is way better than me than the super crowded streams. No kidding. Let's see. Okay. Perfect. Now it's time to do that. Not that. I need this. So again, with the understanding that I've never played Tales of Legendia, like, Tales of Symphonia 2 is the worst Tales game ever made. Bar none, no questions asked, because it does the worst thing a sequel could do. It ruins what came before it. Specifically, it assassinates... So Lloyd Irving, the main character from Tales of Symphonia, is my favorite fictional character of all... Fuck. Fuck! I didn't know it was going to do that. Is my favorite fictional character of all time. And Tales of Symphonia 2 ruins his character. Not just that, it retcons the story of the first game, and it does, like, one of the worst, like, fanfic things ever of being like, oh, hey, remember all this cool stuff from the first story? Well, now there's all this extra cool stuff that supersedes that cool stuff. Isn't that great? Like my stuff better, you know? Because, well, I'm sure Tales... Like, don't get me wrong, Tales of Symphonia 2 does have some fun elements in it. Like, it has monster collecting elements, and as a fan of Pokemon, I actually played Tales of Symphonia 2 a lot when it first came out, simply because it had Pokemon-esque elements, and I'm a sucker for anything that has Pokemon-esque elements in it. Well, let me phrase it. I will try anything that has Pokemon-esque elements in it. Again, I can't say I'm truly a sucker because someone highly suggested I play Monster Hunter Stories for Edgelord for a number of actually valid reasons, to be clear. The reasons for why they thought it'd be a good fit for Edgelord were completely valid. So I actually went out and I bought the ports of Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2 on the Switch. And I was genuinely enjoying the game for, like, the first, I don't know, 8 to 15 hours. But after you kind of collect all the monsters in the areas, at least in the starting area, the game starts dropping off. At least it did in my opinion. And it just became dull. So yeah, it's one of those things that's like, yeah, I bought Monster Hunter Stories for the Wii U. So you could argue, I know I probably don't need to use a mushroom because I'm about to beat him, but I don't want to take any risks, you know? But it's like, well, you already bought the game. Why not still do the stream? I'm like, because I couldn't beat Monster Hunter Stories just casually in my free time. If I can't beat it when I don't have any obligation with, you know, the camera's on, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to beat it on stream, you know? And I've been very open about the fact that I don't like streaming things I don't know I can beat for you guys. Because I want... The whole point of the channel has always been I want to share things I'm passionate about with you guys at home. That has always been the channel's mission statement. First, last, and always. So if I'm not able to beat something, I'm not actually sharing the thing. Because, like, I usually only abandon something if I have a good reason. Like, there have been a few times, like Donkey Kong 64, I abandoned because I just couldn't handle it. I don't like platformers in general. And it's a similar reason why I abandoned Super Paper Mario. It's because it's like, I wanted to beat it. I genuinely did. But I was just so miserable while playing it that I'm like, I want to entertain you guys, but I need to think of myself as well, you know? So yeah, I had to just be like, no, I can't. Another reason why I've abandoned a game is, so, actually, ironically, both of these games were things that I abandoned while Edgelord was streaming them. One, I had to abandon Red Steel because of some compatibility issues. Oh, there's that thwomp thingy. Yeah, there was some compatibility issues with our hardware and Red Steel, so I had to stop streaming that one. And then another one that I had to abandon is, unfortunately, Knights of the Old Republic, which makes me sad because it is such a well-beloved game. It's a game that I even really like. It's a game I was really looking forward to streaming again as Edgelord because, again, it's a good fit for Edgelord, and it's just a good game. Unfortunately, in my playthrough of it, quest after quest after quest kept glitching out, so I couldn't beat so many parts of the game. I just couldn't stand it anymore. So in that one, I let people vote on. I didn't just abandon that one. Oh, that's good timing. I did definitively say, I can't do this. It's too frustrating, and because of all the glitches, I'm not going to be able to actually show off the game. So, yeah. I know some people are sad that I don't do blind streams to game because people would love to see my honest reaction to some of these, and yeah, I can admit that would be fun, but oh dear, what have we done? What have we done? Mistakes have been made. You know, I didn't think the paint was going to do that. I'm just saying. Okay, well, at least he didn't eat any of the toads. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then, because, like, another stream that I did... Well, it wasn't really a... Well, no, it was a stream. We were streaming at that point. Someone really recommended the game Infinite Undiscovery, because Infinite Undiscovery was their favorite game of all time. It was basically their Tales of Symphonia. And I genuinely wanted to give that game a try, you know, make that game work, because in a way I kind of felt flattered that someone wanted me to play through and give my honest opinion on something that mattered so much to them, you know? Again, it was flattering. But the problem I ran into was, because this was back when I was still working at my shitty hospital job, so finding a dedicated days to stream was borderline impossible, which resulted in me not touching the game for weeks at a time. And that meant, because Infinite Undiscovery, it's got complex controls, to say the very least. I kept forgetting everything that I needed to be able to do to accomplish all these things. So, like, I stream the game once, come back like 2 weeks later, try to stream the game again, and I can't remember what I'm supposed to do, which results in me not being able to beat, like, the starting area. Plus, the other downside, especially back then, and honestly even now, if I'm going to stream something, it needs to be something I'm kind of enthusiastic about streaming to some extent. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, I just would rather play another game casually, you know? Because again, that was especially the problem I was running into back then, is I'm like, I don't like Infinite Undiscovery more than whatever game I had at the time that I wanted to just play casually, you know? And with, again, especially back in that, with that full hospital job, and even to an extent now. Okay. I am going to call it a night there. Which, good timing. Got another paint star. But yeah, I do need to call it a night. I want to thank you all for joining us. If you want to join the Discord, there's a link in the description. There's a link to our Twitter as well. And yeah, I'm not sure when, but I'll see you then. Bye-bye.